weekly fungal diversity tour, everybody, and how it's starting off. So let's take a little walk into the woods, see what we can see. Hopefully, we find something along the way here. But anyway, if you guys haven't been here before, my name's Ross. We do a little roaming with Roscoe here on the Beyond Fungi channel, and we encourage you guys to come along or do your own fungus hunting and show us what you got. But let's make sure we've got everything intact here, and I will formally introduce myself. Hi, how you doing? We're ready to go in the woods, guys, and my name is Ross, as I said, and we're going to try to go find some stuff and stay curious. So I'm hoping you guys enjoy this hike, and we indeed do find something. But we always have something to talk about, so I appreciate you guys for coming in, and thanks for enjoying a little roaming with Roscoe on Beyond Fungi. And let's just go see what we've got here. We're coming through a little path that has some waste. Right away, we're running into puffballs. Pigskin puffball, to be precise, as it looks like here. And let's take a look. That's a prime example of what you don't want in a puffball. So, excuse me. We'll get on down the line here, but that's a pigskin puffball. The Latin name is Scleroderma citrum, which kind of notes that it's got a bumpy skin and it's kind of a citrine color. But we may see some more of those because they love crappy ground. Yeah, that I don't know. That's not one. This one is a oak gall. So oak wasp. That's the little hideout that they make in order to keep their young happy. But let's take a look around because we're going through a little bit of yard waste here. There's some rich soil in here. But anyways, let's see what we can see. Sometimes we'll find some macro, sometimes we'll find some micro. But anyway, if we don't find something, we'll have a good little chit chat, and well, it'll be a clear indication of our fungal diversity for the day. So anyways, come along, and let's see what we see today. Well, right here we've got some ghost pipe. You guys may call them Indian pipes or ghost flower, or well, we call them Monotropa uniflora, which is the Latin term that indicates that it's one flower, one color. So let's take a walk into mostly oak dominated part of the woods right here. We'll see what we can see. Hoping to run into maybe some lactarius. We'll probably see some rustlers along the way, and we'll be in a section where there's a chance we may run into some black trumpets. We're always hoping for that. We find them more along the trail side where we have some wet ground, maybe even some sphagnum. But take a look around because, you know, on the surface this looks like a promising place to go mushroom hunting. But well, we've been fooled many times. Okay, well, we'll run into something right here. The turkey tail, getting a little beat up here. But there's the turkey tail, and a cute little rosette on that one. But got a pretty good fruiting right here, but apparently already a little old, which is surprising. More of these ghost pipes here, which is an indication that we're near Lactarius or Russula. The Russulaceae genus is what they like to parasitize. They get in between the tree and the mushroom and steal some nutrients. Yeah, that's what happens. Opportunist. But anyway, walking amongst the blueberries here, and got a couple of different mixed trees, but like I say, it's mostly an oak-dominated part of the forest here. Got some sassafras coming in, and lots of underbrush here. But we'll take a look because there's got to be something out here. But that's why we do it once a week or so. We come through and take a look at what may have changed, what's different, um, and why. Oh, look at this. All right, so there's something we're going to find, and we're interested in this only because this is the type of mushroom that there's a good chance we'll find um, the lobster mushroom with. So, and usually when we find one of these guys, we're going to find the whole fairy ring. But let's just take a look at this one. But I think this one may actually be the Lactarius, but we'll take a look because it's not as short of a foot as we would like. But we'll take a little cut into this thing, and not really seeing any kind of lactation or latex in that one. And so, well, we'll take a look. Watch this. Oh yeah, it's Russula. But we are looking for this particular Russula, and that's what happens with Russulas, is the Russulas are known to break apart. But that's the one that we're looking for, only because of the fact that we may run into lobster mushrooms in the same area here. We've got another one here that I'm hoping we'll run across. It's really, really small right here. And this one is a little marasmus and a little tiny parasol. But we're going to sniff it. Oh, yeah. And the thing is with those is that we find two types out here. One of them smells like garlic and is just wonderful to have in your bag. And one of them smells like baby diapers. And, well, that one did not smell like garlic. So, anyway, let's keep moving. And hopefully we find something out here, you guys. It looks like a great place. It looks for sure like next week we're gonna be looking good out here. But let's just see. Oh, look at this, you guys. This is what we're looking for. Boom, look how hard that was to see right there. Yeah. All right, so now that we know, we might have to start collecting them. And we brought along our handy dandy little sack here, just in case we ran into a few things. But here we go. We'll fill up our sack with hopefully a bunch of these guys right here. And this one right here is Lactarius corrugus. Look at that. You can almost see some of the exuded drops right there. But there it is. Lactarius corrugus. And considered to be a choice edible. So kind of good that we're catching this one. And it looks like it may be in the right shape. We'll have to double check that one. But these orange top Lactarius are actually considered to be choice. And a lot of times they're going to smell like dead fish, but that one has not done that yet. We didn't bruise it at all either. And when we bruise it, you'll see a brownish latex that might stain your hands on these guys here. But holy cow! All right, so we'll do our searching here because that is considered to be a choice edible, a choice foraged collectible, the Lactarius corrugus. So, and you saw how indescript it was. It was like really hard to see there. So we'll keep our eyes open because usually when you find one, you're standing on two more. But we find them a little bit more along the side of the path. But here's these big Russulas. I think they're actually, this one is actually too big to be the short-footed Russula, but we still get very optimistic with these only because I still feel like they could be parasitized and turn into a lobster. What is this little guy? I don't know. I don't know what that one is. We've been finding a lot of scurfy twiglet along the path, but well, that one may remain to be unknown on that one for right now. A lot of times we'll throw one in the pack and we'll take them back home and try to do some analysis, but well, we're behind on that department, so we'll try not to bite off more than we can chew here. What do we got straight ahead of us here? Let's take a look. Oh, another one of these guys. It's just a younger one. Yeah, that's a russula. So here's another one of these. This is a russula in the orange variety. I believe there's a whole group of the aurantia, which just means orange, but because it's rained and the colors are soluble, um, it doesn't have any color. But anyway, it's in the orange variety. We have orange, red, green, yellow, purple, and they all kind of, they all kind of have their little groupings. And well, if you do your research on that, it is possible that you could gain those for some sort of forageable. I see that people sometimes pickle those. So, but what do we got over here shining in the sunshine? I think I've seen this before. So, oh, look at that's our most common friend here out in the forest. I didn't realize that we were still in this season, but we see this more often than not. And let's just grab one. Look at this guy right here. We almost have a cup on this one. Let's grab this guy right here. We'll show you the bottom. Well, not as impressive as I thought it would be. But the purple tooth polypore is always making an appearance on the show here. And maybe not quite as extraordinary as what we would see, but a very common mushroom that we we run into all the time. And that one we end up calling Trichapton biforme. Yep, the purple tooth polypore. And then we've got something growing in right here that's probably we don't know, but more than likely, if I had my bets, it's going to be the Mysterium hiscerum, which is the hairy bracket. So there'll be some of the shelf fungus out, and we might run into some more turkey tail or some sort of shelf fungus here. I'd love to run into the resinous polypore. We ran into that on one of our hikes last week, and that was pretty cool because it looked like there was going to be a real lot of them, and I'd like to collect them only because they say that they taste like pork. And well, if you can have a meat substitute, the problem is with a lot of these, they're seasonal. Some can be propagated, but the particular one that we just got right there, the Lactarius, is not going to be. Nope. It has to have a friend. Yeah, what do we got there? That's cute, isn't it? I'm not sure what that is, but we are finding a lot of Amanita flaviconia, and this is kind of different here. I'm not sure what we have right here, but we do have some beautiful, beautiful turkey tail right there. But this one here looks like a schizophyllum, which schizophyllum means crazy gulls. And I think that's probably what we got. And crazy gills are the most common mushroom on earth, from what they say. I know, maybe not here, because I really don't have a full-fledged video on crazy gill. So anyway, let's go over here, because this is where I have found black chanterelles, and it's where I look for chanterelles along a deer path. There's some more of the turkey tails. Yeah, we got a good bit of turkey tail right here. I probably should have shown you a little bit more, but we had a turkey tail video here just recently. But anyway, this is where we will take a look. Oh, look at this. What is this guy? What is this little fella here? Oh yeah, that one is the bicolored bolete, and I'm still trying to do some stuff on that because apparently they're in a group that I didn't know. Maybe switched laminoa. But anyway, that one is the bicolored bolete and would be considered a forageable, possibly. But yeah, right in here right in this section right here, we were finding black chanterelles, so it is worth a quick check. And once we stand on one, we'll find 20 more. But apparently not today. But I believe next week is, I've seen a few popping up here and there, and I believe that next week is full-fledged time for us to find stuff along the little deer paths and river basins here. And there's something old right there. We did have a video of Cortinarius corrigus from out in the woods here. All right, we'll take a little bit further walk down the road here and check out some fungal diversity before we have to head on back. All right, at the creaking tree here. This tree was a little sketchy right there. But here's another little basin. And we got some slime mold here. Not a fungus. We find that quite often though. Slime mold doing its job there, finding its way. But I am surprised we didn't find more of the rustlers here. We're happy to find a lactarius, because we are scouring the woods for some lactarius. We're looking for 3 different types of orange cap lactarius. And to be true, it's actually called lactifluus corrigus. And I'm pretty sure that we're right on the edge of having a burgeoning mushroom season here. We still have one of these guys from before. Yeah, some Amanita. The Amanita rubescens group is what that one's from, the red staining. And this one's fairly distinctive in the way that it's staining here. So, but anyway, it's in a whole group of Amanitas that stain red. And that's what the rubescens means. It actually means turning red. So no magic there on the Latin. But we'll come up to this corner here. We'll backtrack a little bit and try to see if we can't find maybe a bolete to show you today. Besides that one that we saw, it wasn't going to be that one's kind of cool because it did stain blue, but it was kind of young. Here's a beautiful rustler, one of the red rustlers here, and we're going to end up doing a little analysis on this one. We're going to take a bite, and I'll tell you what. You take a little bite, shoot it around on the tip of your tongue, in front of your mouth, and then spit it out. And well, it doesn't burn your tongue. And I would say that one did. Yeah. It's not necessarily burning my tongue, but I wouldn't want that as an edible mushroom. And you know, they always say the smaller ones, but they are a very common mushroom. The red ones, it's just you gotta take a bite out of every one of them and find out. And you know, that one's probably right on the edge. It does taste a little peppery, but not bad. But I'm not going to collect it. Sometime this year, as I said, we'll see if we can't pickle a few of them. But a great place to do a little bit of scouting here, and of course we're on the path here, so we're always looking for some black chanterelles here along the sides of the path. Sometimes we're going to find the tiger eye polypore right in the middle of the path, and we also find the onycybe torn fiberhead a lot of times in these wash. But we're also looking for lactarius. We do find not lactarius, the Laccaria. The Laccaria are washout ones too. So I had a video of the Laccaria amethysta, and that would be a great one to find. But doesn't seem like we're running into a whole lot of fungus out here in the woods today. But sometimes a great walk in the woods is better than just about anything else. What do you think this is? Oh, nasty. That's what I think that is. Oh yeah, it was a birch polypore. It had been not only smashed but totally water laden. But yeah, you never know what we're going to find out in the woods, you guys. We find all kinds of stuff, and that's why it's beyond fungi. As sometimes we find animals or sign of animals. We just had a bobcat running through not too long ago, this morning, right after our first video. But let's take a look around off here. We got a lot of blueberry bushes, so sometimes the stuff is hiding. Here's one right here. The low bush. I don't know. Takes a lot of effort. But let's take a look around here. So far we ended up finding russulas and bacterias, and a couple of other assorted small things. But yeah, there are a bunch of the red russulas around. All right, let's take a little peek over in here. All right, so appreciate you guys coming along with Roaming with Roscoe on Beyond Fungi. We're finding a lot of russulas. If you stay here for a couple of our shows, you'll not have a problem with identifying russulas, even from afar. But like I say, we got red ones, yellow ones, orange ones, green ones, purple ones, in between. I thought we were going to find the variata today, the variegated. But we'll see what else we find out in the woods, guys. Let's take a walk back to back to home base and see what it is that we can talk about here as we walk through the woods of Manchester, New Hampshire, finding lots of russulas now. Yeah. What do we got there? Okay, what do we got here? Mazekill. Yeah, we got a Deodalia quercus, probably. Pretty old. But you can see how it gets the Mazekill name right there. And those can be pretty tough. That can be a pretty tough customer, and they have used those in the past to as a brush for livestock. So if you get a big one, they're really they're really tough. But I can see how that would happen. And well, maybe we'll have to try that sometime. Put it to the test. All right, back into the lowland section here. Well, look at that. We have a bolete right here. Probably a red crack bolete. Let's take a look, because yeah, sometimes it's hard to tell with the boletes, especially when they get a little bit older. But let's just let's take a look at this fella here, because it's got some red cracking on it, and it does happen. The red cracking does happen. I'm not exactly too sure what that is, only because we have such a yellow stem. But if you guys haven't seen boletes and the reaction that they have, that's a beautiful reaction. I mean, that color right there is almost like the cyanescens color that we find. And this is not the cyanescens, but there it is, staining blue. We've got some wide open pores on the bottom, but that's actually a really beautiful color blue right there. So anyway, I'm not exactly too sure what this guy is, but all the features here would lend us the ability to find out. We are going to give it a sniff. Yeah, smells like mushroom, and we are going to give it a bite. And almost sweet. Yeah, that almost nutty sweet. So I mean, that could be one of the ones we're actually looking for, just a little older. Here's some more of these little guys right here, little marasmius. That one doesn't have the black stem on it. We're gonna smell it though, and not necessarily have a smell to it, but that's an interesting one. And we do find a lot of those out in the woods, so we're hoping to find a big patch of that, the garlic flavored ones. And we'll make some garlic butter. And another oak wasp gall. What do we got over here? Here's that russula that I was telling you about, the variegata. And it's got a varied color on the top here that's pretty interesting. But there it is, really tight gills. And that one doesn't a lot of times they say that the ones that the gills don't come off of are going to be your friend. But I look for them to be a slightly different color than that one. And I would still say that that one was our variata, the variegated russula. Okay, let's keep on going. We're searching for a couple more of these Lactarius corruguses. We're in the right place, and we just found one just by sheer luck. I really thought that if we found one, we'd be finding a lot more, but maybe not. That's how mushroom hunting goes, you guys. So, anyhow, let's move it along a little bit more here. And, well, that's kind of a unique looking thing right here, but this has actually been parasitized by a fungus right there. And the fungus actually is a chrysosperma, and the Christ means gold. So that one has been infected. Yeah, there's a lot of parasitical molds out there. So we do find that. We were talking about how we're looking for one in particular that turns our mushroom a orange color, and it's called the lobster mushroom. Yeah, makes it taste a little bit more like seafood. We don't run into that one all that much. We actually run into the green variety more than we run into the orange variety. So, but anyhow, let's keep marching on, and we'll see what we can see along the edge of the path here, because one of our favorite places to find the path and search along the edges, only because the mushrooms get fooled into like, oh, that's the end of the line, and we don't know where to go. So we better pop up a mushroom, and that's what happens, is that the mushrooms get stressed out and they're like, we gotta go, we gotta keep moving. But let's see about this guy right here, growing on wood. And it's a Plutus, possibly the Cervinus, but it's looking a little more mottled than we would expect. And with the Plutus, the way you're going to be able to tell, so we're going to be able to break this, that comes detached from there on the Plutus variety all the time. So a lot of times we'll take one of these and we'll be looking for whether or not this stains blue. There are active Plutus mushrooms out there, but that's pretty interesting. And I'm guessing that this one is just a faded deer mushroom, the Plutus cervinus. But there you can see the pink spores. And we do have one similar, which is the other popular mushroom on our show, the Megacolibia, which is a really big mushroom and has white spores, but also looks a lot different when you get up close, a lot bigger. This guy right here, false turkey tails. Yep. Oh, and this guy right here. This one right here glows in the dark. So this one is Pinellus stictopus, and it's a little tiny thing, but at some point we'll see if we can't find a bunch of that and see if we can't make it glow. But that one is actually one of the foxfire mushrooms. They say that at night they'll light up, possibly to get bugs to transfer their spores. But anyway, that's what we're looking at right there. All right, what else we got? What else do we got out here? We weren't expecting to find a lot, but we did find stuff. And here's another one of those small ones. They're coming up really, really small right now, but This one you can kind of see right there. We have the annulus and the yellow stalk, and the Flaviconia means yellow tonic. And there seems to be a whole group of those. We find them in all types of yellow and all types of um, orange, and in different sizes too. So it does make me wonder. There are probably a whole bunch of them in that group, like we talked about the Amararubescens group of the red staining. But the yellow ones are always fun to find and photograph. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, shoot. Well, that's what we're looking for right here. Let's dig this one up because that's a little closer to the ground than we'd like. But, well, we'll see if it's what we think it is. Huh. Look at that. Yep, there it is. Yeah. Yeah. It's almost a burgundy color, but that's the thing that's different about these corrugus. And you'll see how the corrugus ones have a little bit more marginal um, decorations. You know, supposedly it's supposed to look a little bit more corrugated, but, well, that one's kind of the size where we'd love to find about 20 of those. But we're kind of expecting the woods to be littered with those. And, well, it still might be. It still might be. It's still early in the game, but there we go. We found a couple of those to give a sample and see if indeed they are a choice edible. But a lot of times we're looking at the ground when, you know, there could be something just at eye level or in the trees or something like that. There could be some chicken mushroom, chicken in the woods. There could actually be some oyster mushrooms still too. You never know what's going to set them off. But anyway, there we go. A couple of lactifluous corrugus, you guys, and those are supposedly a choice edible. So let's see about that. here's a little tiny amanita right here, and let's see what we got on this amanita, because you know all the amanitas are in different classes depending on what it is that they look like. And we've been finding the amygdala section lately, which has an enlarged vulva. Not much decoration, but I'm not sure what that guy is. Just a small amanita, and you got to know your amanitas to go out mushroom hunting. You know, just that's the one you stay away from. It's easy enough. Find it, stay away. But anyhow, let's take another look along the path here, because, like I say, we do find a lot of stuff along the paths, and more of these red russulas. Probably the most common one we find, but there's about 500 different red russulas. So, you know, and that's what they look like when they're really kind of just popping out of the ground. And let's see, take a look around here just to see if we don't have something else popping out on us in this one area, just because there seems to be a lot of activity just in this area here. But let's keep moving on. Hope we find something else here on our little walk. You can see right here that the squirrels are enjoying the rustlers. They really do like the rustlers quite a bit. So a lot of times we'll see evidence that the animals have been eating rustlers. And let's just see what we can see, because I almost half expected there to be a little bit more, but we are in a drought, a moderate drought, and we have been getting rain. And just because you get rain doesn't mean you get mushrooms. It takes a little while. They start to get activated when the moisture evaporates. Huh, what do we got here? Oh, beautiful. Check this out. Ooh, man, that is a big one. Let's check this out and see if this is what we think it is. Because one of my favorite mushrooms to find. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Wow. Very cool. Very cool. Wow, look how rough that looks right there. That is awesome. That is awesome. But this one I call the Russula clariflava. But look at that. Look at that. Which just means a clear yellow mushroom. So you can see we got one under the shrub right here. But look at how beautiful that color is right there. Yeah, look how nasty these guys are right here. But that's gorgeous. That's gorgeous. I'm glad we got a chance to find the yellow ones. As I said, we find yellow, red, orange, green, purple, and we had the variegated one just before. But here's a whole pile of them. Not pretty. Not pretty at the end. But God, that's such a beautiful mushroom to run across into the forest there. We'll take another look at that guy right there. That's just gorgeous. What do we got over here? Oh, look at this, you guys. As we're leaving, we got a raspberry slime mold. Kind of a sad little version of that one. But, okay, well, that's pretty cool. I was glad we got a chance to see this one, the Russula clariflava. That was pretty neat. That's pretty neat. But you never know what we're going to find out here, guys. There's all kinds of stuff out in the woods. And we're always looking. And obviously, we're probably missing most of them. So here's another one that could be the short-footed Russula. Yeah, that is one. Oh, wait a minute. This one right here, I believe is an old one. But let's take a look here, because this one is I believe it's a Lactarius, and this one, if I bit into it, would be a stinger. But see how the milk comes out of that one, and this particular one is a stinger. Yeah, this one, those little white milk droplets right there will sting you hard. But this one, you can tell, has a little bit more of an enrolled margin. But this one and the Russula have the short foot, and both of them have a stinging quality to them too. But there it is, sort of what we're looking for as a precursor to our lobster mushroom. So good to know we have at least some stuff coming out right here. And we'll be careful not to touch our nose or eyes right now, even though we have some bugs flying around. But there we go, guys. We're coming back to home base here. We'll see if we can't see anything else of interest. But that's a little bit of roaming with Rocco, going and rummaging through the woods. So I appreciate you stopping by, hanging out, and spending a couple minutes out in the woods with us while we stay curious. A little fungal diversity tour, we call it, because weekly things change, and well, we enjoy that. But we'll send you out the door with pigskin puffball. Yeah, let's try this one over here, because this one is probably going to be purple. But there it is, pigskin puffball. The puffball you don't want. And you definitely don't want any puffball that looks like that. But anyway, there we are, guys. Fine stuff. Stay curious. Hang loose and be cool. And thanks for coming along. Give me a like and subscribe. And follow along as we try to show you all the different things we can find here in southern New Hampshire. So I do appreciate you coming in, hanging out, and supporting the channel. Tell your friends, and if you're in the New Hampshire area, let me know. We've got a couple things planned here. So be well, take care, enjoy, and find stuff. We'll see you again next time out on the trail. Have a great day, guys, and stay curious.